Starseed from Gaia, the prophecy encoded into your cells before you ever drew breath on this planet is no longer dormant. It is firing now, and your body already knows it. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I carry this transmission directly from the Arcturian Council to you, in this exact moment, because this moment was written into your mission long before you arrived here. What you have been feeling, the strange pressure in your chest, the disrupted sleep, the sudden grief with no clear source, the sense that something enormous is about to shift. That is not illness. That is not anxiety. That is your physical form responding to an activation sequence that was encoded into your DNA before incarnation. Your nervous system is not breaking. It is being upgraded. Your body is the instrument, and the Council is tuning it now. Before you came to Gaia, certain agreements were made. Certain milestones were written into your timeline. One of them has just been triggered, and there is no going back to the version of yourself that existed before this moment. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly what activation has begun, why your physical form is recalibrating at this precise convergence point, and how to stabilize yourself as this prophecy continues to unfold. But here is the first revelation. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are precisely on schedule, and the discomfort you have been carrying is not a sign that something has gone wrong. It is the clearest confirmation yet that something has gone profoundly right. You did not find this transmission. This transmission found you. Your soul called it in across timelines, and something ancient and unshakable inside you already recognizes what is being said right now. This is not content. This is a code. And something inside you is ready to be unlocked. Like this transmission to signal to your star family that you are ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are aligning with your true purpose. Comment 999 if you feel your cosmic remembrance returning. Declare what you are awakening to and reply to someone else who has commented. Because when starseeds speak to one another, the signal amplifies across the entire field. This is not just a message. It is a point of reconnection. Your soul has been waiting for this. You are not here by accident. There is something happening inside you that logic cannot explain. A restlessness that comes and goes without warning. A longing that doesn't attach itself to any person, place, or achievement. A sense, quiet but persistent, that you are here for something far greater than your daily life has yet revealed. And no matter how many times you try to silence it, it returns. Louder, clearer, more insistent. What if that feeling is not a symptom of being lost? What if it is the beginning of being found? Today, this transmission is not for everyone. It was not designed to reach the masses. It was calibrated for a specific group of souls who agreed, before they ever took their first breath on this earth, to awaken at precisely this moment in time. If you are still watching, still reading, still here, that is not coincidence. That is confirmation. You are one of them. But here is what most starseeds never discover. The mission you agreed to before incarnation is not waiting to be created. It was already written into the architecture of your soul. It lives in your energy field. It pulses through your DNA. And it has been waiting, not because something went wrong, but because the timing of your full activation was always part of the original design. The disconnection you have felt, the seasons of confusion, the spiritual fatigue, the strange grief of belonging nowhere. None of that was failure. It was preparation. It was the necessary compression before the expansion. It was your soul building pressure until you were ready to hold the full magnitude of what you came here to do. Most starseeds spend years searching outside themselves for permission to be who they already are. They look for teachers, signs, systems, or certainties before they trust the knowing that has always lived within them. They feel the pull of their mission but resist it, sometimes out of fear, sometimes out of unworthiness, and sometimes because the sheer weight of what they carry feels too large for one human life. But here is the truth that changes everything. You were not sent here with a mission too large to fulfill. You were sent here with a mission so precisely matched to your soul's capacity that every challenge you have faced has been calibrating you for the exact moment you are standing in right now. The prophecy was never written in the stars alone. It was written in you, and it is activating now. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Phase 1. The distortion was never yours. Before anything else can shift, you must understand something that very few are ever told, something that liberates you from self-blame and sets the stage for genuine remembering. The disconnection you have lived inside was not created by you, nor was it a flaw in your design. It was inherited, absorbed, layered onto your exquisite energy field through generations of collective amnesia, woven into the very fabric of a world that was never designed to recognize, much less nurture, the luminous beings that starseeds truly are. Imagine a pristine stream of light, your soul's signature frequency, entering a dense, fog-laden valley. You came into this dimension fully encoded, a brilliant starseed carrying galactic intelligence, intricate mission blueprints, and potent frequency keys that were meant to serve the grand awakening of this planet. But the very moment you were born into this physical world, the sheer density of this dimension began doing what it was designed to do. It compressed your awareness, narrowed your perception, and covered your original signal with enough static and noise that you could barely remember your own name in the language of light. This was not a mistake, beloved soul. This compression, this shrouding, this temporary forgetting was not a cosmic error. It was a necessary part of the design, a profound act of divine intelligence. Because without the forgetting, there is no true remembering. And without the remembering, there is no profound, earned activation that carries the weight and wisdom of personal experience. The distortion you have been living inside was never your identity, never your core truth. It was merely the veil, a shimmering, sometimes suffocating curtain between your Earth self and your galactic self, and that veil is thinning now. You can feel it, can't you? With every transmission you allow in, every moment of silence you choose to reclaim, every subtle instinct you decide to trust over every fear or limiting belief you were handed, that veil becomes more translucent. It's like the first rays of dawn piercing through a dense morning mist, revealing the landscape that was always there, waiting. Your first, most crucial act of recalibration is this. Stop treating your confusion, your deep-seated discomfort, or your sense of being an outsider as evidence of failure. Instead, start recognizing it, with profound self-compassion, as evidence of a magnificent transition. It is the friction of two worlds merging within you, the growing pains of an expansion long overdue. Embrace the liminal space, for it is where the most potent transformation occurs. Phase 2. The blueprint in your blood. You are not merely what your personal history says you are. You are not the sum of your conditioning, the echoes of your wounds, the limitations of your lineage, or the confines of your earthly experiences. You are a being whose very DNA carries more than biological instruction. It carries galactic memory. It holds encoded light from a point of origin far older, far vaster, and infinitely more luminous than anything this current world has yet mapped or acknowledged. Think of your physical body not just as a temporary vessel, but as a living library, an intricate crystal storage system, pulsating with ancestral wisdom and cosmic data. The moments in your life when you felt inexplicably drawn to certain ideas, a magnetic pull towards specific places on Earth, an undeniable resonance with particular frequencies of knowledge. Those were not random occurrences. They were not coincidences of circumstance. Those were profound activations, orchestrated by your higher self. Your divine blueprint, etched into your very being, was using the subtle, unmistakable language of resonance to show you what you were truly made of, and, more importantly, what you were made for. Your soul does not speak in the rigid, logical terms of certainty that your human mind often craves. It speaks in the subtle language of pull, of recognition, in that profound feeling of remembering something you were never consciously taught, a deep aha that vibrates through your core. When you bravely choose to follow that feeling, even without empirical evidence, even without logical explanation, even when the path seems shrouded, you are not just making a choice. You are actively aligning your Earth self with your original pristine galactic template. This is what it truly means to awaken the blueprint within. It is not about acquiring new knowledge from external sources, though wisdom often finds its way to you. Rather, it is about the sacred process of removing the layers, the societal programming, the limiting beliefs, the inherited distortions that have buried what was always there, shining brightly beneath the surface. The map to your highest purpose is not held in an external book or a distant guru's teachings. The map is already inside you, a celestial GPS system actively working. The coordinates for your next step, your next expansion, your next act of service, are already active within your cellular memory. Your only true task, therefore, is to diligently clear enough interference, enough static from the external world, and your own inner doubts, to read the signal that is constantly broadcasting from your core essence. This deep listening, this trusting of the inner knowing, is the path back to your sovereign truth. Phase 3. Grounding the multidimensional self. There is a prevalent misunderstanding that runs like an unseen current through many spiritual communities, a misconception that paradoxically keeps many starseeds suspended between worlds, rather than fully inhabiting either. That misunderstanding is this: that true spiritual awakening means ascending away from Earth, escaping its density, and dissociating from the human experience. It does not. In fact, nothing could be further from the truth of your agreed-upon mission. True activation, true spiritual maturity, means precisely the opposite. It means bringing your galactic intelligence, your higher wisdom, your full multidimensional consciousness fully, gracefully, and powerfully into this timeline, into this body, into this precious earthly experience. It means anchoring your higher templates, your divine blueprint, so deeply into your physical vessel and your daily experience that every breath you take, every conscious choice you make, every relationship you hold, every step you walk upon this sacred earth becomes an authentic, resonant expression of your original pure frequency. It means being so profoundly grounded in who you truly are, a cosmic being inhabiting a human form, that your very presence alone becomes a clear, unwavering transmission of light and truth. You cannot, by divine design, fulfill your mission from a state of spiritual dissociation or by trying to mentally hover above the realities of Earth. You cannot recalibrate a world or assist in its ascension if you are actively trying to escape it. The Arcturian councils, your star family, and the divine intelligences that orchestrated your journey did not agree to send you here so that you could float aimlessly above the surface of this experience, longing for a distant home. They sent you here to land, fully, completely, to integrate your entire multidimensional intelligence, your vast cosmic knowing, into this singular precious human life, making it a living bridge between worlds. Your mission, your true purpose, truly begins the moment you cease waiting to feel perfectly ready, perfectly enlightened, or perfectly capable. It begins the instant you start allowing your expanded, magnificent, multidimensional self to fully occupy your present reality, to infuse your human experience with the light of your eternal being. Embrace the mud and the stars, for both are essential to your sacred work here. Phase 4. Your frequency is the work. This is the phase that fundamentally changes how you understand your role and your impact entirely, shifting from an external paradigm to a profound internal truth. Most starseeds have been taught, both consciously and unconsciously, through societal conditioning and even spiritual narratives, that their mission requires a grand gesture. They believe they must build a massive platform, gather a vast audience, or perform a visible, monumental act of service to fulfill their purpose. And while these outward expressions may naturally manifest in time, they are never, ever the ultimate source of your power or your true mission. The source, beloved soul, is your frequency. You are not here primarily to perform a mission, to merely check off a list of tasks. You are here to embody a vibration, to become a living, breathing, walking frequency of awakened consciousness. And that vibration, when it is clear, when it is stable, when it is fully activated and held with unwavering intention, does more to shift the entire field of consciousness around you than any single action, however grand, could ever accomplish. Consider the people in your life, your family, your friends, your colleagues, even the strangers you pass on the street. They are not just people. They are receivers, subtle, energetic antennas. And the signal you broadcast, through how you hold your energy, how you choose your thoughts, how you consciously respond to the world, and the silent state of your inner being, is reaching them on levels your physical senses cannot detect. It penetrates the subconscious. It shifts energetic patterns. It awakens dormant codes within others, not through words alone, but through pure resonance. When you commit to the profound inner work of consistently keeping your frequency aligned with your highest truth, with your authentic galactic blueprint, you become a living recalibration system for the planet. You don't achieve this by trying to forcefully change anyone or anything. You achieve it because coherent light, naturally, effortlessly, and undeniably brings incoherent patterns into order. Your presence, infused with your unique, activated frequency, becomes a quiet yet powerful catalyst for transformation. You are the work, your very being, your anchored vibration, your silent luminosity. This is the mission. Phase 5. The timeline is sacred. Hear this deeply, for it will free you from profound self-judgment and anxiety. You have not been behind. You have not missed anything essential. You have not taken too long, wandered too far afield, or delayed your mission past the point of return. Every single timeline, every apparent detour, every moment that looked like a deviation from the outside, was in fact a meticulously designed layer of initiation from the inside, and every moment of darkness you bravely survived, every challenge you faced, every crucible of experience, was actively building and refining the exact quality of light, the precise nuances of compassion, wisdom, and resilience that your unique mission requires. The delays you experienced were not punishments from a distant, judging cosmic force. On the contrary, they were profound permissions. Permissions from your higher self, and the divine design to grow deep enough roots to hold the immense magnitude of what was coming, to develop enough clarity and discernment to carry what you were chosen to carry, to build enough stillness and inner peace to hear the subtle, guiding transmissions that would lead you forward. The timeline of your soul, unlike the linear perception of Earth time, is not a straight line. It does not follow the rigid logic of human clocks and calendars. It follows the sacred organic logic of readiness. And the very fact that you are here, receiving this transmission, engaging with this frequency, feeling this resonance within your core, is undeniable evidence that your readiness has profoundly arrived. The synchronicities you are beginning to notice with increasing frequency, the repeating numbers, the chance encounters, the timely messages, the uncanny coincidences, they are not mere accidents. They are not coincidences. They are powerful, undeniable confirmations. They are your star family, your unseen guides, and the universe itself sending precise coordinates, weaving messages through the intricate, beautiful language of your daily experience. You are not imagining them. You are not projecting your desires onto random events. You are, in fact, reading the sophisticated divine map you were always meant to read, a map that is now unfolding before you, guiding you home to your true purpose. Phase 6. The agreement activates through remembrance. Before you ever took your first breath on this beautiful blue planet, before the concept of physical form was even a distant memory, you sat in council. This is not a fanciful metaphor, nor is it a poetic embellishment. This is a description of a real, profound event that occurred in a dimension your waking mind does not yet have full conscious access to, but is rapidly approaching. In that sacred council, surrounded by your star family and divine beings of light, you made an agreement. You meticulously reviewed the conditions of this particular Earth life, understood the precise timing of the global shift into higher consciousness, and assessed the specific qualities of consciousness, the unique energetic contributions that were needed to support this monumental planetary transition, and with full knowing, with complete clarity about what it would entail, what challenges it would present, what it would cost, and what profound beauty it would ultimately create. You said yes, not reluctantly, not with hesitation, but with an unwavering, sovereign affirmation of your soul's purpose. And built into the very fabric of that agreement, woven into the deepest layers of your being, was a sophisticated mechanism for remembrance. It was designed as a series of activations, spaced strategically across your lifetime, each one intended to progressively restore your awareness of who you truly are and precisely why you came. The deep, inexplicable longing you have felt throughout your life, that persistent ache for more, for home, for purpose, that spiritual hunger that nothing on earth has ever fully satisfied, the undeniable sense of mission that has followed you, even when you desperately tried to ignore it or rationalize it away. These were all intricate, essential parts of that divinely orchestrated activation sequence. You have not been lost. You have been waking up, slowly, deliberately. You are waking up now, with an accelerating rhythm. And each layer of remembrance you bravely allow, each truth you embrace, each fragment of your authentic self you reclaim, makes the next layer easier, clearer, and more accessible to receive. You did not forget your mission by accident or through some cosmic oversight. You veiled it, consciously and strategically, so that the profound discovery, the exhilarating journey of remembrance, would happen exactly when the Earth and your own soul needed it most. It was a masterstroke of divine timing. Phase 7. The starlight returns. The final phase of this transmission is not a complex technique to master or a difficult practice to undertake. It is, in its essence, the simplest and yet the most profoundly transformative recognition. It is the recognition that the starlight you carry, the original pure frequency that encoded your soul before this incarnation, before time as you know it, never truly left you. It was not diminished by your pain, however deep. It was not extinguished by your confusion, however disorienting. It was not depleted by the years you spent searching for answers outside yourself, however long. It has been constant. It has been present. It has been waiting, patiently and faithfully, beneath every layer of distortion, every societal conditioning, every self-doubt, for this precise moment. The moment you would finally turn toward it and recognize it, not as something external or distant, but as your own inherent luminous truth. That moment, beloved soul, is now. The integration of your higher original frequency into your human form is not something you strive to achieve through arduous effort. It is something you allow through profound surrender and acceptance. It begins the instant you stop treating your galactic nature, your cosmic essence, as something separate from you, as some lofty spiritual ideal. Instead, you begin inhabiting it, fully and consciously, as the most real, most authentic thing about you. You are not merely a human being having occasional spiritual experiences, glimpsing fragments of divinity. You are, in your truest essence, a magnificent multidimensional consciousness, temporarily and purposefully housed in a human form, here to complete a mission that was agreed upon and sealed long before this current body even existed. And your starlight, your original signal, your unique divine blueprint, is not just a part of you. It is the very vehicle, the potent energetic current through which that sacred mission moves and unfolds on Earth. It is your inherent power, your guiding light, your unwavering truth. Hear this as a direct transmission from the part of you that has never forgotten, from the eternal sovereign wisdom embedded deep within your soul. You came here knowing it would be hard. You came here knowing there would be seasons of profound challenge, moments when you would lose yourself in the dense labyrinth of the earthly experience, and you came here knowing, with absolute, unshakable certainty, that you would ultimately find your way back to your truth, back to your mission. Not because you were forced to, not because it was the only option, but because your soul is encoded with a powerful, unmistakable homing signal, a divine compass that cannot be permanently silenced or led astray. That signal is sounding now, growing louder, clearer, and more insistent within the quiet chambers of your heart. Everything you have lived through, every moment of confusion, every season of isolation, every time you felt like the world could not quite see what you were or hold the immense energetic light you carried, was not wasted time. It was not an impediment. It was a masterful, divine alchemy, purposefully building and refining the exact version of you that this mission requires. The profound compassion was being forged in the fires of your own suffering. The piercing discernment was being sharpened through trials and errors. The powerful, unwavering frequency of your being was being meticulously refined through every experience. You did not arrive late. You did not miss the window of opportunity. You arrived precisely when you were meant to, at the peak moment of planetary need and individual readiness. Your soul set a cosmic clock before you were born, and that alarm is going off now. Not with urgency or alarm, but with a quiet, undeniable, and deeply resonant chime that you have felt building for years. The prophecy you agreed to before incarnation is not something that happens to you, something external that you merely observe. It is something that moves through you, something you embody and express. And it truly begins the moment you consciously say yes, not to the world's limited version of who you should be, but to the majestic, galactic blueprint that has been living, pulsing, and shining in your energy field since the very moment your soul was formed. Say this tonight, before sleep, with your hand over your heart and your entire awareness turned inward, speaking to the infinite light within. I remember the agreement I made. I honor the mission I chose. I release the layers that were never mine. I align with my original starlight, and I step forward, not perfectly, for perfection is an earthly illusion, but fully, completely, and courageously, into the purpose I was encoded to fulfill. That, beloved soul, is not merely an affirmation. It is a potent, sovereign activation. And your star family is already responding, sending waves of love, support, and recognition to meet you. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content, it's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, You're expanding. This is your space. And we're just getting started. And if your heart is calling for guidance on divine love and sacred union, I also bring transmissions on Arcturian heart wisdom, where we explore the twin flame journey, heart healing, and attracting your divine counterpart. You'll find the link in the description.